A few hours after the raid redemption events, where police officer Rama and his criminal brother Andy successfully take down the notorious mob boss Tama, Andy briefly assumes control of Tama's headquarters. He attempts to consolidate power within the crime syndicate, but his rise is short-lived. Bayo, an ambitious and ruthless rival crime lord, captures Andy under orders from Reza, a corrupt police commissioner with deep ties with the criminal underworld. Knowing that Andy's control of Tama's operations poses a threat to their plans, Reza orchestrates his execution. Andy is taken to a remote location where Bayo personally executes him with a shotgun, eliminating a key player in the crime world. Meanwhile, having survived the brutal raid, Rama takes his remaining comrades, Sergeant Bowo and Lieutenant Wahyu, to meet with Lieutenant Bunawar, the head of a secret internal affairs unit investigating police corruption. Bunawar's unit is working behind the scenes to expose the connections between the corrupt police force and the powerful crime syndicates in Jakarta. Upon arriving at the safe location, Bunawar immediately sends Sergeant Bowo away to receive medical treatment for his injuries. But he makes a shocking decision regarding Lieutenant Wahyu. Despite Wahyu's survival, Bunawar has him executed on the spot. This stunned Rama, but Bunawar explained that Wahyu could not be trusted. Had Wahyu been captured or interrogated by the crime syndicates, he would have revealed their covert investigation and compromised their mission. Bunawar assures Rama that this execution was necessary to protect their operation and Rama's safety. Understanding the depth of the police force's corruption, Bunawar urges Rama to join his secret investigation. He explains that Reza, the corrupt police commissioner, is deeply involved with the Bangun family, one of Jakarta's most powerful crime syndicates. The Bangun family maintains a fragile peace with both Bejo's rising criminal factions and the Goto family Yakuza. Bunawar believes that to bring down Reza and the web of corruption, they need someone to infiltrate the Bangun family from the inside. At first, Rama refuses, deeply shaken by the recent violence and his desire to protect his family from further danger. He is reluctant to get involved in something that could put his wife and child at risk. However, after attending his brother Andy's funeral and realizing how deeply the criminal underworld has affected his family, Rama changes his mind. He decides to take on the mission to uncover the corruption that stretches from the police force into the criminal underworld. To begin this dangerous mission, Rama agrees to go undercover as a low-level thug and get himself imprisoned to contact Uko, the son of Bangun, the head of the Bangun crime family. By gaining Uko's trust, Rama hopes to infiltrate the crime syndicate and gather enough evidence to bring down the criminal organizations and their corrupt allies within the police force. As Rama becomes more entrenched in the Bangun family, Uko's dissatisfaction with his father peaks. Despite Uko's desire for a more active role in the family's criminal operations, Bangun keeps him on the sidelines. He believes that Uko isn't ready for leadership and needs to learn patience. This creates a deeper rift between father and son, with Uko feeling increasingly marginalized. Bejo seizes this opportunity, encouraging Uko's rebellious instincts. In secret meetings, Bejo fills Uko's head with visions of power and control, convincing him that the only way forward is to overthrow his father and take the reins of the syndicate himself. Bejo, however, has his agenda. He wants to use Uko's impulsiveness to weaken the Bangun family, positioning himself as a dominant force in Jakarta's criminal underworld. As Uko's ambitions grow, Rama's mission becomes more dangerous. He realizes that Uko's alliance with Bejo could lead to a violent war between the Bangun family and Bejo's rising faction. This would destroy the fragile balance of power in Jakarta's criminal world and jeopardize Rama's undercover operation. Rama begins covertly gathering intelligence, trying to uncover more details about Bejo's plans and how they connect to the corrupt police commissioner, Reza. The deeper he digs, the more he realizes how widespread and deeply rooted the corruption is. However, the closer he gets to the truth, the more perilous his position becomes. One misstep could expose his true identity, putting him at risk of execution by the very people he is trying to take down. During this time, Rama maintains his facade as Uko's loyal ally, helping with the various tasks the Bangun family assigns him. He accompanies Uko to meetings and operations, carefully watching the dynamics of the criminal world unfold. However, the tension between Uko and his father continues to build, and Rama knows that it's only a matter of time before Uko acts on his desire for power. Bejo, meanwhile, is quietly building his empire. His rise through the ranks of the criminal world is fueled by his ruthless tactics and willingness to take out anyone who stands in his way. One of his most chilling moves is recruiting a trio of deadly assassins: the silent Hammer Girl, her brutal brother Baseball Batman, and the enigmatic The Assassin. These three killers serve as Bejo's enforcers, and their arrival signals that Bejo is preparing for an all-out war. Rama becomes aware of Bejo's growing influence and begins to piece together the larger picture. Bejo is not simply manipulating Uko for his ends. He is positioning himself to take over the entire Jakarta underworld. By using Uko as a pawn, Bejo plans to ignite a conflict that will ruin both the Bangun family and their rivals, the Goto family Yakuza. Once they are weakened, Bejo will step in to claim control. The tension between Uko and his father finally reaches a breaking point when Uko discovers that his father has kept crucial information from him. Bangun, aware of Uko's growing ties to Bejo, refuses to allow Uko more power within the family. Uko sees this as a betrayal, believing his father lacks faith in him. Fueled by Bejo's rage and manipulation, Uko takes drastic action. He and Bejo orchestrate a plan to stage a coup against Bangun. In a shocking confrontation at the Bangun family's headquarters, Uko accuses his father of holding him back and being too weak to lead. Bangun, heartbroken by his son's betrayal, tries to reason with Uko, but it's too late. Uko, consumed by his desire for power, pulls out a gun and shoots his father in cold blood. Rama witnesses this patricide act, but he cannot intervene without blowing his cover. With Bangun dead, Uko fully aligns himself with Bejo, believing they can take control of the Jakarta underworld together. However, Uko's impulsive actions have created a chain reaction, leading to an all-out war between the rival crime factions. Uko's assassination of his father sends shockwaves through Jakarta's criminal world. The Goto family, Yakuza, who had previously maintained a tense peace with the Bangun family, sees this as an opportunity to strike. Meanwhile, Bejo begins making moves to solidify his power, using Uko as the public face of the coup while he pulls the strings from behind the scenes. Now caught in the middle of the brewing war, Rama must figure out how to navigate this dangerous new landscape. He knows that Bejo is using Uko to further his ambitions, and that his lust for power too blinds Uko to see it. At the same time, Rama's mission to expose the corruption within the police force grows more urgent as Reza's involvement with the criminal underworld becomes increasingly apparent. With tensions rising, the streets of Jakarta erupt in violence. The Goto family launches attacks on Bejo's operations, while Bejo retaliates with brutal force, using his assassins to eliminate critical figures in the Yakuza. Amid this chaos, Rama continues to gather evidence, but his position is more precarious than ever. If Uko or Bejo discovers his true identity, his life and the lives of his family will be forfeit. The stage is set for a final confrontation between Rama, Uko, and Bejo as the battle for control of Jakarta's underworld reaches its bloody conclusion. As the chaos in Jakarta intensifies, Rama's mission becomes more perilous. Uko, now fully aligned with Bejo, spirals deeper into his quest for power, unaware of how he's being manipulated. Bejo uses Uko's rage and ambition to push forward his agenda, controlling him behind the scenes. With the Bangun family effectively shattered and the Goto family retaliating, the city's underworld is on the brink of all-out war. Rama, still operating under his alias, must tread carefully. He continues to gather evidence, observing Uko and Bejo's every move. But the stakes escalate when Uko grows suspicious of those around him, paranoid that not everyone is as loyal as they seem. Rama knows his time is running out. If he's discovered, his mission and life will be over. He also realizes that the line between law enforcement and the criminal world has blurred beyond recognition. Corruption runs more profound than he imagined, with Commissioner Reza's involvement tying the entire system to the criminal empires now vying for control. Tensions finally reach a breaking point when Uko and Bejo host a secret meeting with some of Jakarta's key underworld figures, hoping to consolidate their power and secure alliances. Uko's erratic behavior, driven by his thirst for recognition and validation, creates friction at the meeting. Several crime bosses express doubts about Uko's leadership, though Bejo continues to back him, using flattery and promises of wealth to keep Uko in line. Rama is present at this meeting and is tasked with observing and ensuring he remains unnoticed. As the meeting progresses, one of Bejo's men, the assassin, threatens a crime lord who is reluctant to align with Uko's vision. Tensions erupt, and Bejo's men and some of the rival factions skirmish. Rama is forced to fight alongside Uko to protect their supposed interests. However, his mind is constantly racing for a way to gather more evidence and extricate himself from the impending disaster. After the meeting, Bejo orders Uko to stay focused, further manipulating him into believing that the power struggle is necessary for their dominance. Rama all the while keeps playing his part, knowing that Uko is becoming increasingly unstable. With Uko's emotional volatility, Rama begins to sense that he's inching closer to the moment when everything will unravel. The next day, Uko, desperate to prove his worth to Bejo and himself, decides to escalate the conflict even further. He convinces Bejo that they need to strike hard at the Goto family, initiating a series of coordinated attacks that will destabilize the rival Yakuza group. Bejo agrees but secretly plans to use the conflict to eliminate anyone in Uko's way, further isolating the young man and ensuring his control over him. Uko is too blinded by his desire for power to see how deep the manipulation runs. Rama finds himself drawn into these plans as part of Bego's strategy to deploy trusted fighters for critical attacks. One of the most brutal raids occurs when Uko and Bego's assassins, including Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman, are sent to eliminate a group of Goto's men in a high-profile location. The raid is violent and bloody, with Rama again forced to fight to maintain his cover. Throughout the carnage, he can't help but feel the weight of how much he's sacrificed in his quest for justice. As Uko's brutality escalates, so does the internal conflict. Rama continues to feed Lieutenant Bunawar information, but the lines are becoming blurred. Uko's paranoia reaches new heights when he finds out that his father had been keeping more secrets from him before his death. Information about an agreement with Reza and the police, which had ensured the Bangun family's protection in exchange for cooperation. This betrayal pushes Uko over the edge, and he confronts Bejo, demanding to know the truth. In a fateful moment, Uko stumbles upon proof of Bejo's manipulation, an overheard conversation between Bejo and one of his associates, revealing how Bejo had always planned to use Uko as a pawn. Enraged by the betrayal, Uko's trust in Bejo crumbles. However, before Uko can act on this revelation, Bejo realizes that Uko's loyalty is wavering and decides to take matters into his own hands. At the same time, Rama's cover is dangerously close to being blown. He has gathered enough information to expose Reza and bring down a large portion of the corrupt police network. Still, with Uko and Bejo now locked in a deadly power struggle, he has no choice but to act fast before the situation spirals out of control. The final confrontation comes when Uko, in a blind rage, storms Bejo's hideout. A vicious fight ensues as Uko confronts Bejo and his men, unleashing his fury over the manipulation and betrayal. Realizing that his mission is reaching its end, Rama is forced into a brutal battle with Bejo's assassins. Hammer Girl, Baseball Batman, and the assassin stand in his way, leading to intense and violent showdowns. Despite the odds, Rama fights through his survival instincts sharpened by months of undercover work. In the chaos, Uko kills Bejo in a fit of uncontrollable rage, but not before being mortally wounded himself. As Uko lies dying, he expresses bitter regret over his actions, realizing too late how he was used and how his desire for power destroyed everything. With Bejo and Uko dead, Rama finally comes face to face with the assassin in a final, bloody duel. Both men are equally skilled, and the fight is long and brutal. However, Rama ultimately prevails, killing the assassin and securing the evidence he needs to bring down Reza and the corrupt police force. As the dust settles, Rama emerges battered but victorious, having completed his mission at significant personal cost. The power vacuum left by the deaths of Uko, Bejo, and Bangun means that the criminal underworld will inevitably reorganize. But for now, the immediate threat has been neutralized. Rama walks away from the carnage, his mission accomplished, but with the entire understanding of the violence and corruption he had to endure and survive. In the final moments, as Rama reflects on everything he's lost and gained, he receives a message from Lieutenant Bunawar. The investigation into Reza and the corrupt police network will move forward, but for Rama, the question remains whether he can ever truly escape the world of violence he's been a part of. With the criminal underworld still in disarray, Rama knows that this significant victory may only be temporary. After the bloody and intense final confrontations, Rama is left amid the underworld's wreckage. The deaths of Uko, Bejo, and their assassins have created a power vacuum in Jakarta's criminal scene, but Rama's mission is complete. Rama has finally acquired enough evidence to expose the corrupt police commissioner Reza and dismantle the criminal police network. His fight with the assassin, the ultimate test of his skills and endurance, leaves him physically and mentally exhausted. However, he emerges victorious, taking down the key players responsible for his brother's death and the city's corruption. As the final scenes unfold, Rama, bruised and bloodied, stumbles out of Bejo's hideout. He's met by Goto's men, who had been monitoring the situation from the sidelines. They offer Rama a deal, seeing him as a valuable asset in the ongoing criminal wars. However, exhausted and disillusioned, Rama declines the offer, making it clear that he's done with this life. He's tired of the violence and wants nothing more to do with the world of crime and corruption. The movie ends with Rama walking away, leaving behind the bloodshed, the criminal underworld, and the corrupt police system. Though his mission has been completed, there's a sense of lingering uncertainty. The power struggle in Jakarta's underworld may not be over, and while Rama has succeeded in taking down Reza and the Bangun family, the city remains a dangerous place. The camera fades as Rama walks into the distance, signaling his desire to leave this life behind, but also leaving the future open-ended. His journey has come to a close, but the world he inhabits remains as complex and violent as ever. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments section the next movie I will recap for you.